Okay, so this is a mindfulness technique video that is based on a mindful technique that I kind of took and I kind of borrowed from some other ideas and put it all into one. So the first part of this and mindfulness is about understanding that, in order to really get through an experience of an emotion, it helps to be aware of the feeling and to actually observe it and watch the ebb and flow of what an emotion is like. It helps the body to kind of tolerate it. It helps the frontal lobes of your brain to be able to process what's happening so that the other part of the brain kind of starts to understand that, the frontal lobes are telling it like, hey, this is an emotion that's happening, and the body knows how to respond to that, versus the natural response often to an emotion is wanting to avoid it, wanting to distract yourself, wanting to feel like you can think enough thoughts that you'll figure it out, in an emotional state, and going round and round in a circle of thought. This is none of those things. This is an observer process where you're thinking about your feelings in your body and your thoughts in your mind like they're a show you're watching or a radio program. So the first part is, closing your eyes and learning about focusing on the breath and being able to do some deep diaphragm breaths. And what that involves is putting one hand on your chest and then the other on your stomach. And whenever you breathe in, what I want you to do is breathe in just for a few seconds. You don't have to do a certain count because everybody's different. But as you're breathing in, the important thing is that your stomach rises like this. And whenever you breathe out, it falls. So that's the purpose of having your hand on your chest and your stomach. So just close your eyes and kind of sit upright but not rigid, and just breathe slowly in through your nose, with your stomach filling up like a balloon. Hold it for a second and then breathe out like you're blowing out a candle. Slowly, and let the air fall. And your stomach fall too. So do a couple more of those. In through the nose, hold, and then out through the mouth like you're blowing out a candle. When you breathe in, your stomach rises. When you breathe out, your stomach falls. You just want to exhale all that carbon dioxide. As you're doing the breaths, it's important to make sure that only your stomach is rising and not your chest. And when we're anxious and breathing anxious, the chest can often be where we try to get a deeper breath, and that can create what's the word for it? Hyperventilation. So that's the first part. So after you've been breathing, you keep your eyes closed and just let your breathing return to normal. And just watch the breath, meaning like focus on what it feels like going in and out of your nose or mouth, without you trying to change how you normally would breathe. Just do that for a little while, and I'll tell you when we can switch to something else. Feel the temperature as it goes in and out. You don't have to keep your hands on your chest and stomach. Just put them where they naturally would go. So keeping your eyes closed, what I want you to do next is to take your attention and put it on your thoughts. Listen to whatever it is that's happening in your mind and just pay attention. You might even want to say out loud whatever it is like the thought that's in your head that seems to be, wanting to be there, wanting to, show you what it is, like an alarm bell. Pay attention to that now. Take a moment and just say out loud to yourself, maybe low, like what that thought is. And as you're watching that thought in your mind, it may sound like someone speaking, it may be picture, and there may be pictures with it. Pay attention to what's happening in your body. So take your mind's eye and kind of focus on your head and just work your way down, all the way down to your feet. And then say out loud where you feel the most strong sensation in your body as you're thinking about this thought. For some people, it's in the stomach. Some people, it's in the chest. Sometimes it's in the shoulders or the head. It could be anywhere in the body, but I name those places because those are really common with anxiety especially. So as you're focusing on that thought or image that's in your mind and any sensations that are in your body, I want you to you can look at the screen for a moment, cross your arms, and start tapping your shoulders like this. And just keep doing that until I say stop. And stop. Now just take up one of those, deep breaths. Let it go. And then listen to your mind and pay attention to what it's saying right now. As you're paying attention to what your mind's saying, just do another body scan and notice where you feel any kind of feelings in your body. Keep in mind, this is about helping you experience a feeling and allowing your thoughts to move through it. You may end up feeling better as a byproduct, but the whole purpose is to learn to be comfortable with who you are and where you're at. Just take a moment. And as you're focusing on the thought and that feeling, do the taps again. Then you stop and you take another slow breath. And then put your focus on your mind's eye and any images that are coming up, any thoughts that are coming up about the situation that you were thinking about at the beginning. And just notice any feelings that happen in your body. And allow yourself to see, the combination of your thoughts and the physical feelings that come with them. Go ahead and do the taps again. And go. As you're doing the taps, you don't have to try to change any thoughts or force any. Just pay attention to the feelings. Pay attention to whatever comes up. You're just watching. And stop. Take a slow diaphragm breath again. Blow out that air like you're blowing out a candle, making your stomach fall. Just pay attention to any thoughts that come into your mind, any pictures that come into your mind, any sounds, and then also the body sensations that come. And now I just want you to continue to repeat that process of paying attention to the thoughts in the mind, the feelings in your body, and then doing about 30 taps like this, 25 to 30. You don't have to be exact, just be in the moment and noticing your feelings. And keep doing this until you start to notice what happens to your thoughts and feelings. And then after you feel like you want to stop, maybe take a moment and write down some of the things you learned and some of the things that you gain from this. All right, thanks. I hope you enjoy it.